I need to address the fact that I'm angry. I'm angry because I'm a little bit high, but I don't know what to do with myself, or rather, I do know, but I don't. It's not. It's like it's not coming. What I need to do is make a video now, like I am, um, expressing my feelings. But what I really want to do is make a um, like a shiny pretty video talking about my future. I want to talk. Not want to. I feel drawn to talking about the fact that um, I know what my future's bringing, um, because I find myself standing, uh, really kind of facing the expanse of my future, able to see it uh, more clearly than ever before as of some new analyses from like 2 nights ago. Um, it's going to be a good future. It's a future in which I can actually accomplish a lot more than I expected. Um, I'm going to have an opportunity to change the world the conventional way. I'm going to have an opportunity um, to advance groundbreaking ideas, not just in uh, all this abstract stuff like metaphysics, but in if I choose, probably in physics, um, and make a name for myself and have a life I can be proud of. And I want that. I'm not used to wanting that. It's kind of like not my. It's not like a dream that I've dwelt on, at least not recently. It's been years probably, um, but the fact that it's something that I would like does hasn't changed. Um, but I'm not going to have that future because I'm choosing that particular specific thing or that part of it. Um, it's just a consequence of the change, the reversal, the turnaround that must come next. Um, and I'm talking about recovery, and what that means is that um, gradually, um, with from a decisive moment, but taking place over quite a bit of time, I'm going to be shifting from um, being identified with what my green body, which is the body that I've um, had since my brokenness. Um, going to be going from that back to being purple body dominant. The purple body being um, right now I see it as my inner child. Um, oh, I could pause this. I think I'll pause this for a second. Sweaty and I'm really angry, and I'm not really sure why I'm angry. It's frustrating, and I'm feeling kind of not flustered, but slightly pressed upon. Um, like I said, I want to make a shiny video, but I know it's not in the cards right now. So as I was saying, switch from green body to purple body. Purple body right now is a uh, I'm trying to think what's the opposite of dominant, not recessive, not submissive. It's secondary. It's smaller and it's lesser, but it was originally greater and dominant in my real body. I'm going back to it, but I have to switch to it while it remains not dominant, and then stick with it as it grows very slowly over the next almost 5.5 years until it becomes whole again and I'm whole again and my brokenness is truly over forever, for good. So basically, let me pause again. Revisited this inquiry about the development of my future since, as I mentioned 2 nights ago, and since then I've had some new stuff come to light regarding what I call transbodiment, which I made a video on yesterday, and so I don't actually. I'm kind of giving you slightly old information. I don't actually know exactly how it might be different now that I've figured out that transbodiment thing. It's definitely different in a better way, in a good way, a way that'll be easier and more manageable. It should make it so that it will make it so that I don't have to be basically living and running from a deficit while I'm identified with a body that's non-dominant. So I'm not going to have to strive so much against that. Yeah. So anyway, so basically what I realized that I'm doing, which I don't think I clearly realized before. God, I'm so hot. I wish I had a fan for this room. That would be really nice. Maybe I should try to buy a fan. But as it is, I'm just so hot I need to move into the other room. So, fan on. Turn the AC down. So, I'm basically, from here on out, I'm taking a stand, making the decision that the right/righteous part of me is going to be what I'm identifying with, regardless of whether it's dominant or not. And it's not going to be dominant. It's not going to be until the 5.5 years are up. I'm going to be pushing a boulder up a hill gradually, slowly, taking plenty of breaks, but it's going to be something that'll take some effort that I'll have to consciously, intentionally choose to remain with that part or aspect of me that is right. And the other part of me, the grandiose part of me, the green body part of me that I value and that's not merely my addiction, that part of me I will still have and use, but I will only, but I won't become it unless I do so by mistake, unless I just kind of lose control for a minute and flash into it. But mainly, I'm going to use and be able to use that stuff, that aspect part of me, um, in uh, in accordance with what is right, what is righteous. So um, I'll use it when it's right to use it in a way that's right. So that's all right. Um, so it's kind of weird recovery, especially for me with this dual body thing going on. It's kind of like um, my old body is like shot away into like a shattered shell around me, and recovery is me saying, wait a second, I am that shell. That's the real me, not this me. And I'm um, slowly gathering all those broken pieces um, back in toward the center, regaining the sphere of it. Um, and so it's a gradual coming together. It's kind of like my body is reforming around myself. My body's reforming around my old body, or will be. Um, so it's gonna be interesting because there's gonna always be so much movement. It's not uh, it'll just be continuous unfolding, um, and continuous unfolding until I'm whole slash perfect. Um, and yeah, um, I I want to say I'm tempted to say something about what'll come after that, but really that's not my concern right now. And in truth, I don't fully know. I know that the the growth slash change with respect to my bodies will stop, will be ended. Um, and the this crazy game of like trying to pull myself together and kind of keep up with the growth and the change, that striving will be over slash ended. Um, so I won't be in recovery anymore. And that is a huge relief to know that there's a fixed um, time frame on that. So, um, yeah. So the end is in sight. It's quite a ways away still, almost 5.5 years, but it's in sight. So, um, okay. So I'm trying to figure out if I have more to say. Really, I kind of think I don't. I feel like I want to and I expected to have more to say, but I don't. I'm not sure that I do. Um, recovery is a totally different thing than I've ever done before. This whole process that I'm describing, that I've come to have such a clear understanding of, um, is not something that really resembles anything that I've done before, except it does in a way resemble growing up, like just um, being growing from a child to an adult. Um, but with the body stuff, it's new, um, and it'll be a really radical change in my priorities, and I guess that worries me a little. I'm kind of afraid that I'm gonna lose track or lose control of what my life consists of and what's important in my life. I'm afraid that I'm going to. Wow, there's a lot of resonance in this room. I almost feel slightly distraught that I feel like I'm having to give up on all the stuff that I have been working on or prioritizing for years. Growing while using drugs and focusing on metaphysics and theory. And instead of that, I'm going to be much more I'm glad I do have more to say, much more responsive to just going where I'm led. I think I'll still have full decision-making power, but I'm going to have to just have a certain amount of just go with the flow and loosening up and seeing where God leads me. Really, it's going to be God who decides if I pursue a degree in physics, for instance. And so, I mean, it's going to be God, but it's going to be me. But basically, the components of which my life consists will be wholly different in qualitatively, than they are now. And it'll probably be a really good thing. It'll probably be really healthy for me, and I'll probably see relatively quickly, at least once I'm out on my own again after rehab, I'll probably see relatively quickly that it's a healthy style of living that has a lot of things that I've been lacking and missing without knowing it. Okay, I think that at this point I actually have said enough. I think I really have said what I wanted to say. So, thank you for... I want to say thank you for listening, but honestly, I don't expect anyone to listen all the way to the end here, which is disappointing. I'm saying all of this because I have some unmet need, some social need to connect and kind of bring my life and my world out into a sphere where people can share it with me and interact with me about it. And I hope that people do. I always do hope that people do, even when what I've recorded is something that I'm scared of people seeing. I still, I'm getting it out there for a reason. So here goes nothing, right? Thanks, guys. Night.